can be a horse's ass. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm here to do an interview with Matthew the Dinosaur King. For those who don't know, he's into prehistory, cryptozoology, and he collects figures on his YouTube channel. So, how did you started with dinosaurs and cryptozoology and etc.?
Oh, how I slept with dinosaurs. Oh, that is a very long. That's a very. You see, I can't really remember exactly, but I remember when I was little, I was really obsessed with dinosaurs. In fact, one of the first figures I actually had, I remember having, which I still have to this day, is the Toyway Walking with Dinosaurs Stegosaurus. I used to have that in my big old dinosaur box I used to have. Of course, the collection's grown since then, but no, he's still here. So since I was little, really, just the fascination has never really gone away. As for cryptozoology, well, I've always been fascinated by it, I guess. Just that, understanding of the unknown out there. I mean, I'm a bit more skeptical now that I'm a bit older, but I know, I guess there's that view that, you want to believe that there's something out there, but after you see some evidence presented, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But I'm open to, if some things are indeed, fabricated or whatnot, or, I'm open to seeing the evidence presented.
Yeah, I'm kind of half and half. It's like I do want to believe, but I don't want to believe in cryptozoology. Like it's just weird.
I mean, remember, gorillas and okapis used to be, they were thought of as being cryptozoological creatures, and then of course we found live specimens and everything. But then again, of course, something like Sasquatch or the Chupacabra or even quote unquote Nessie does stretch the imagination a little bit. I mean, I guess I'm more interested in the whole Sasquatch mythology and how exactly, they are presented, sort of like these guardians of the forest, or they help protect nature, which I like the sound of.
Yeah.
I mean, reading all these accounts and everything, it would be nice, if there was something like that out there that we just don't know. I mean, it would throw everything about human evolution that we know out of the window as well, which I think sounds really intriguing. But, who knows what the future holds.
Yeah. What about the big cats in England? Like I heard reports there was a black leopard or something in.
Well, big cat sightings actually been going on since around the 1970s, because it was around that time when a lot of people had, you could say, private collections of various large animals, and of course, when the laws were put in that you had to have like certain permits to have these creatures, they sort of just let them out, just let them go, so the authorities wouldn't arrest them. So, there is definitely quite a lot of evidence to suggest that there are certain big cats living amongst, a lot of farm stock out there. I mean, we've got footprints. We've got even evidence of big cat bite marks on various bones of sheep and cows that have been found mutilated. I mean, even out in the wild, where you would normally find jaguars and lions and pumas, you're never really going to find them. They'll probably be more watching you than you are of them. So, there's definitely big cats out there. They're just probably few and far between.
Yeah, because it's just that I always think that like African leopards can't survive in England unless if it's an Amur leopard, but an African leopard living in England is really cold for them.
It can be pretty chilly, especially around the winter time. But if there's a lot of food around, then I think the cats are probably going to stay.
Yeah.
I actually remember reading an article, in fact, even was on that show Monster Quest, about this boy who had actually been attacked by a big head, had a claw mark right at the bottom of his chin, so that he'd been swiped by one. Which is like, okay, seems intriguing. But, I'm open to know whatever it could be. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is just like a regular house cat. But, we don't know, because the big cats are so elusive. They're so hard to find.
Interesting. And you still collect figures?
Oh yeah, I still collect. I mean, I know that I haven't been as active on my YouTube lately. I am planning, as I said on my community page, I posted last week. I am planning to come back. I have got a list actually of some things I'm going to be reviewing very soon. It's just my end has been so busy with like work and family stuff.
Fair enough.
You know, trying to just catch up with various bits and pieces. But no, I still collect figures. You know, I actually picked up some of the new Godzilla X Kong toys, the Godzilla version 1 and Shimo.
Yeah.
So, I hope to review those as well very soon.
Yeah. Those are the Playmate figures.
They are indeed.
Yeah. I don't really collect them. I don't know why. I always like to collect anything that's realistic, like SH Monster Arts or whatever. But the problem is they're so freaking expensive. But it's Japan. Japan is expensive.
That's the reason why I haven't really collected them now. I've got my NECA Godzilla figures. They're really cool.
Yeah, but it's too bad that NECA doesn't work with Godzilla anymore.
Could have had like -1. Oh, that was such a good film. That was.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Godzilla -1?
I loved it because over here in the UK, we very rarely get any of the Japanese Godzilla films. So the only ones we really had were the 54 original, and of course King Kong versus Godzilla from 1962. And then a few years ago, the Criterion Collection released the first Showa films on like a huge sort of Blu-ray set. I actually managed to grab one from like a selling shop in my town. I was like, I'm grabbing that. So, and then when -1 came to the UK, I was so excited. I was like, I have got to see this film. I loved it so much. I saw it twice. It's just such a good movie. You know, that is how you make not only a movie, but a Godzilla movie.
Indeed.
You show off how truly powerful Godzilla is, but also have human characters that you really care for. Right?
Yeah.
You generally want to see these characters survive this ordeal. But like this version of Godzilla was absolutely terrifying. Just fully destructive. He couldn't give a rat's ass who he was stepped on or destroyed. He was just like, get out of my way, I'm coming.
He's like, F you, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, his breath is literally an atomic bomb. I mean, that scene in the city where you see his spikes sort of jut out of his skin, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Start running now.
I heard rumors that they might do a new movie like Godzilla -1, or Godzilla -2 or whatever. And basically, for those who don't know of the spoilers, there's like one of the main characters has like a big thing on her neck, and she may be like the next kaiju or like maybe the guardian that will protect Godzilla. Well, not Godzilla, but the city from Godzilla. People are thinking that.
I haven't heard that. I mean, I thought she was maybe like infected by his radiation.
Or, yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't know. But I'm just having my own ideas in my head.
But of course, as we saw in the very end of the film, spoilers out there for if anyone has not seen Godzilla -1, don't listen to this. But of course, there's that scene at the very end where you see what is left of Godzilla start to regenerate. You're like, oh crap, here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, because you can't kill Godzilla.
Yeah, because Godzilla can regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, what are your thoughts on Godzilla X Kong?
You see, it's kind of weird because when I saw Godzilla -1, they showed the trailer for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. I'm like, wow, what a weird juxtaposition this is. Watching a film about Godzilla destroying literally everything, where he's like a more evil sort of creature, and showing a trailer for a film where Godzilla's the hero. It really is weird to watch, but I'm definitely excited for it. I will admit, seeing Godzilla's new design, Godzilla Evolved, is definitely a design that we'll all have to get used to. We've seen him have pink plates before with his design in Godzilla 2000, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have that much of an issue because I can understand, this is him evolved. He's got to be faster, stronger, more agile to help deal with all these kaiju. I like Kong's new wrist or arm thing that he can use. That was pretty cool. I'm interested to see what this Scar King, how evil he's going to be, and also where does Shimo fit into all this?
I have no
Because we've
idea.
not seen her in any of the trailers at all. I'm calling it a her. She just has that more feminine look to her. Like, it could be a male. I don't know.
Well,
Shimo, I'm gonna say for the minute, is probably female.
Until we find out.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe Scar King like steals like Godzilla's energy and he becomes stronger. Like for example, like I don't know if you ever watched Dragon Ball before.
I've seen various clips.
Okay, basically in the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super, Moro, which is one of the villains from the Super manga, he basically steals your energy and he becomes stronger and stronger or something. And it's like the same thing with the androids, like they suck your energy with the palm of their hands, no pun intended, and they get stronger. Maybe Scar King's
sort of like what happened with Ghidorah in King of the Monsters. He drained Godzilla's energy.
Yeah, something like that. But then again, I mean, we don't know if this ape-like creature could steal energy or not.
Well, I guess we'll find out when the film comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's been pushed up to about end of March now, I believe.
Yeah, March. I'm actually shocked it's coming out in March. So I'm actually excited. So it's 2 months away.
Oh, 2 months until we see another smackdown of the century.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see the new Planet of the Apes film.
That looks very good. I've enjoyed I enjoyed the other ones.
Yeah, me too.
While it wasn't the end we wanted, it was at least a good end to the story of Caesar and his family. Finally finding a place to call home.
Yeah. And at first, I thought that the character is going to be about Caesar's last son, but no, this is a direct descendant of Caesar's son. That takes place hundreds of years, I heard. And the main villain his name is Prosperous Caesar, I heard. It's on a YouTube channel called Ape Nation, who goes in a lot of detail into the new movie. And Prosperous Caesar looks like Koba.
Oh boy, Koba. Now, what a tragic character he was, actually.
I actually like Koba.
I mean, I can understand why he turned, out the way he did.
Yeah.
How he, sort of manipulated the other apes in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes to attack the base. But then, of course, even they realized, this guy's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. But I like how, what's funny is that I like how he screams like, Koba, fight for ape, free ape. Kind of reminds me of Hulk.
Hulk smash.
Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts on other paleo YouTubers?
So I'm just having a drink. What do you mean, like Edge or
Edge, Edge, Danny's dinosaur toy reviews, vice versa.
A lot of them I'm actually quite good friends with, Andy's dinosaur reviews, Dino Scream reviews. I occasionally chat with them. Haven't in a little while, just because I've been busy, but I have chatted with them as well. Edge, I try and if there's a new video, I'll watch. I think I did do a video for them a number of years ago on Placerias. I don't know if that video is still up. Don't really know. I'm not really sure. Dr. Polaris, I also watch him.
Oh, he's cool.
I also watch the Vivden as well. I get a lot of dinosaur info from the Vivden as well.
The Vivden?
The Vivden, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just that he goes in a lot of detail saying that there's going to be another Tyrannosaurus that's bigger than Scotty, or it's confirmed. I'm like, what?
Well, with dinosaur size, there's always a lot of variation. I think what he means is that with some rodents, we have a Tyrannosaurus, some of them seem to be maybe a slight percentage bigger than the ones that we know of.
Yeah.
So I mean, while Scotty at the minute, I guess, is the confirmed largest at around, I think, 12.5, 13 meters long, potentially weighing
10 tons.
10 tons. This other, there probably were other ones that probably could reach maybe even 11 or 12 tons, though, of course, very, very, very rare cases if they did.
Yeah.
Would make them the most powerful apex predator on land, like the most powerful predator the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
On land.
It's just that, like, I always thought that every animal has a limit in size. It's the laws of nature, you know. Like, for example, you won't see, I don't know, a 700-pound lion in Africa. It's impossible.
True, but then when you look at sauropods, you always think, oh, well, they could never have reached over 100 feet long. And then new ones keep being found all the time. You're like, oh my God, how much bigger could these animals get? As is the case with the controversial Bryhaskaeosaurus that the Vividin did actually cover in one of his videos, where it potentially could have even rivaled a blue whale in size. Of course, this is based on very, very fragmentary remains.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have the case of Marapunosaurus fragilis. Could be a giant Rebeccasaurus reaching 34 meters, potentially over 100 tons. So you never really know, with sizes. So
yeah,
I think very rare cases where animals could probably get bigger than what we would normally assume.
It's just that with sauropods, it's very different because they're built big. They're big animals. That's the problem.
And also, their bones are hollow, so
yeah,
that allows them to get potentially larger.
Yeah. Yeah, and what are your thoughts on the new paper of the new Tyrannosaurus species, Tyrannosaurus Magirus or whatever its name is?
Macarensis?
Yeah.
I think I've probably butchered that name. Well, it definitely seems that this Tyrannosaur does actually seem to be in the Tyrannosaurus genus. Because I know that everyone was a bit sort of apprehensive, especially considering that whole paper with Regina and Imperator and the other one that I've forgotten. Because that was especially like, there's slight variation, but not outside the variation that we see in Tyrannosaurus Rex. But looking at reading through the paper and looking at comparisons of other Tyrannosaurus specimens, especially the ones of the lower jaw and the teeth, it does seem to show that this was indeed a new species of Tyrannosaurus, but not Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
So, because Tyrannosaurus Rex had to have evolved from somewhere. There had to have been a pre-Tyrannosaurus Rex out there, and this does seem to be the case.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, I kind of stay out of it now. Like, I kind of stay out of the article. It's like the same thing with Nanotyrannus. Like,
oh, that's a whole kettle of fish we could get into. Yeah.
Yeah, I back then
up a little bit. Yeah, that paper that they did about Nano T recently. No.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I used to think it was a species of its own, but then 2019, I just gave up and saying that, okay, it's a juvenile, I just accept it. But it
seems more likely that it is just a juvenile T-Rex. As we know, juveniles, they went through an incredible growth stage with like long limbs and everything for around, when they were around like 14 years old or so, they went through a huge growth spurt.
Yeah.
Their skulls became much more broad, much more reinforced. Their teeth became more banana-sized, able to crunch through bone, and just became just huge masses of muscle waiting to rip your face off.
Yeah, it's insane. Not to mention, like, if we were around, the juveniles would be more dangerous than the adults.
Well, especially with their increased speed.
Yeah. I do think, though, someone will find a new species of Tyrannosaur in Hell Creek, and then they'll call it maybe the real Nanotyrannus or something. That's what I always thought. Maybe like
it's not out the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But at the minute, it does seem that Tyrannosaurus Rex was, at the minute, the only large-bodied predator at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the Cotaraptor at this point. It
Yeah,
seems to be a chimera of something else. I think actually some of the bones would turn out to be those of turtles, which is a little oh. But I think there are a couple of remains that seem to suggest some sort of at least larger dromaeosaur, but only time will tell in the future if that turns out to be true.
Yeah, because something had to hunt juvenile T-Rexes. Like, T-Rex wasn't the only apex predator on the block.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say they were hunting young T-Rexes. They were competing with them.
Yes. Or competing with them. That too. Yeah. And what else is there? Yeah, and what's interesting is that, like crocodilians, large theropods hunted like smaller animals, and then as they get older, they go after the big guys like Edmontosaurus and Triceratops and Alamosaurus and things like that.
That is correct. I mean, I think there are actually some undescribed specimens of Edmontosaurus that seem to suggest they could get even bigger, potentially 50 feet long and maybe 10 or 12 tons. That would make them the biggest animals in Hell Creek.
Yeah.
If those remains turn out to be true.
And so the longest.
Potentially not even T-Rex would even dare attack something so big.
Yeah, unless
who knows?
Unless if it's at night, like in Prehistoric Planet.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Prehistoric Planet?
Well, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's an amazing series. We're still waiting if there's a season 3. I mean, it would be a shame if they didn't do a season 3 because there is so much more of our prehistoric world to showcase.
Yeah.
So, I know that they've got some sort of immersive thing being released soon, but I don't know if we'll all be able to watch it or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it would be a shame if they didn't do another season.
I hope they do another season. That would be cool. Like, I hope they do like a prequel season that focuses like either the Jurassic or the Triassic or whatever. Yeah.
That's like something that a lot of me and my friends discuss, like sort of what can they do going forward. We can do early Cretaceous, late Jurassic, middle Jurassic, early Jurassic, late Triassic, so on and so forth, because it's not just the Maastrichtian that you can show off.
Yeah.
You can show off a lot more eras and places.
Yeah, it's like, let the Maastrichtian take a break for once.
Yeah.
For me, I loved Prehistoric Planet. I know that last year I didn't really like their calculations and stuff, but now I do like it. And specifically when season 2 came, I loved season 2. Season 2 felt much better, in my opinion. The only problem I had is that some of the episodes felt very too short.
Yeah, I will agree about season 2 that the episodes were very short, especially the Oceans episode. That was really quick.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, in the Oceans, my favorite bit were the Ammonites.
Yeah.
I love seeing different sort of species that they showed off, like all their different looks.
Yeah, and I love Ammonites.
I don't know if I'd say I enjoyed season 2 more than season 1. I think they're definitely on par. Though I think season 1, it left such an impact. That just showing, for the first time that you could say that a documentary like this that showed dinosaurs as they were, or as they would be potentially, if we could go back in time and see that is what they would properly look like.
Yeah.
Not just Walking with Dinosaurs, have they really done that? I mean,
yeah.
There have been other documentaries around that time, like when dinosaurs roamed America, or a Prehistoric Park, or Planet Dinosaur, Dinosaur Revolution, but none have come close to replicating the true sort of science at the time.
Yeah.
Prehistoric Planet, I think, has really perfected that. I mean, Life on Our Planet tried. The one on Netflix.
Yeah.
It tried to, but it wasn't as good.
Yeah, I didn't really like the story. Life on Our Planet was all over the place. It was going back and forth.
I mean, most of the episodes just seem to focus on the modern day animals.
Yeah.
With snippets of prehistoric here and there, and you could tell that, especially with a lot of the dinosaur designs, they were just Jurassic World animals, just more quote unquote accurate.
Yeah, they were like
the
awesome.
Triceratops, the Allosaurus, the Diplodocus, the T-Rex.
Yeah, they were awesome, bro, designs.
Oh yeah,
especially the T-Rex. Like, even when it opens its mouth, it's like you put toothpicks on it.
Yeah, they gave it too many teeth.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though, and not to mention like they put like, I don't know, they're just osteoderms on it. Like they put osteoderms. I'm like thinking to myself, what the hell's going on here? Because T-Rex didn't have osteoderms.
No. Well, I mean, it was made by the same people that gave us those terrible Jurassic films. So
yeah,
that's probably why.
That's why I quit the Jurassic franchise. It's just out of control.
Yeah, what could have been? Yeah, give us dinosaurs. No, you just give us giant bugs because that's what we wanted.
Yeah. Also, the mammal designs were pretty off at times. Some were good and some were bad.
Better than the dinosaurs. I mean, that Megacerops. Oh wow, that looked amazing.
Yeah, it was
one of my favorite designs.
Yeah, I actually made a video on my top 10 or top 7 favorite best designs of the documentary series of Life on Our Planet. And I do like the cave lion. I don't know why. I mean, I understand that cave lions don't have.
They were white.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I used to think that, but then again, there's no evidence of like modern lions having a white coat. I mean, unless if they're albino, but that's a different story. But yeah, cave lions don't have that. And the woolly mammoth design, I really like them. It's just that the eyes look like they have husky eyes.
Husky eyes.
Yeah, well, you know what a husky eyes look like? They're like very icy, like they're blue. Sometimes they're green.
Yeah, they have a heterochromia.
Yeah, that's what I always think they have. What are your thoughts on the Stephen Fry dinosaur documentary? We're getting to some territory now, but God, I could do an entire video about why I hate that show. It's probably, to put it bluntly, one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever seen in my life. Now, it's nothing against Stephen Fry. He's a great person. He did that. He narrated March of the Dinosaurs, and he also narrated that app that was on the store a couple of years back. Yeah, the Walking with Dinosaurs app. Yeah, that was the one. And to hear that he was actually hosting a dinosaur documentary, I was like, oh, that sounds exciting. And then I realized it was on Channel 5, and I was like, oh, right, yeah. This isn't going to go well. Why? Is Channel 5 have shitty movies? Yeah, they're not the best, let's just say. And then, of course, when the episode debuted, or we saw the trailer, like, oh, no. I mean, first off, they used designs from Ark. I mean, come on. You're going to get sued. And then when they go through all the episodes, like, okay, so in the Jurassic, we're going to have Diplodocus and Allosaurus. Think about going back to the beginning of the Mesozoic. They only briefly touch on the Triassic, like very briefly, just like back to the beginning. And it's just like that Allosaurus design. Oh my fucking god! It looks like, garbage. Who the hell designed that thing? It's awful. I mean, it makes the Life on Our Planet Allosaurus look scientifically accurate. I wouldn't go that far because they're both garbage. They're both garbage, but at least the Life on Our Planet one actually looked decent. Yeah. But my goodness, man, and the information's all over the place. Like,
the radical new theory about Allosaurus using its skull like a hatchet. That information is outdated. More like 12 years ago when
Yeah.
Planet Dinosaur came out.
Yeah, not to mention back in the day, Mauricio Acton actually debunked an article, of the Allosaurus bite theory, hatchet theory, and that was like back in 2001. And then later on, Planet Dinosaur, they came up with the hatchet theory. So now they're doing the hatchet theory on that documentary. I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on here?
It's just, it could have been at least a decent documentary, but it's just a load of crap.
Yeah.
For any of you out there who are actually listening to this, me rant about this show, do not watch it. I mean, if you're curious about how bad it really is, and believe me, it's bad, there are probably other videos out there explaining why. But my God, I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't even finish the show.
The only
it's just like, I can't do it. I can't do this anymore.
The only design I liked in the documentary series is the Tyrannosaurus because it doesn't have the Jurassic Park eyebrow-like crests.
I mean, I guess it did have that,
and its body doesn't look shrink wrapped. I just didn't like its roar. It sounded like a weird noise. It sounded like or whatever.
Was it trying to be Godzilla?
I don't know, but it sounded very weird. And speaking of which, of like video games, since you brought up Ark, what are your thoughts on Path of Titans?
Oh, I love Path of Titans. I love playing it. I actually play it on a PS5 with a lot of my online friends. And we go on just whatever server they're on, we'll just go on and just have fun. I mean, it is fun to sort of grow. It's like a little... I was killed instantly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Assholes
on Path of Titans. I mean, not as much as on the Isle. I mean, I've never played the Isle.
Sure, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the like AI dinosaurs when you're doing like single player and everything, so you have things to interact with. But yeah, it is kind of a bare player world. But at least in servers and everything, you can at least see other people playing as either official creatures or modded creatures. And I like those that, the developers are like, yeah, you can create mods. You can design your own creatures in the game. And while it's nice to play as a lot of other dinosaurs like Carnotaurus, Giganotosaurus, Ankylosaurus, all those new mods, then you get the weird mods like the fantasy creatures. I'm just like, okay, no. Some fantasy creatures I don't mind, like the Noviana, because they do look a lot like the Thanator from Avatar, so it looks pretty cool. But then you have like that horrible bird, the Morquil or something. Like, oh god, I hate that thing so much.
Yeah, I don't really focus on the fantasy creatures. I just do the real animals, like the Smilodon. There's actually two versions of the Smilodon.
Well, the recent one that just came out is the updated one because they made it a lot bigger.
Yeah. I like how they have like a half-tooth version, and I use the half-tooth version. And I was thinking about to make it more like an open plains version because I do think that Populator may have had like a lion-like coat, and I'm like, screw it. There's like a Walking with Beasts color palette, so basically I'm like, screw it. I changed it.
I mean, whenever I'm on Path of Titans, I think I'm the only one who actually does this, but you'll find that if any of you out there actually play Path of Titans and you're wondering if you can find me, I normally have blue on my dinosaurs. A lot of my creatures will be blue or have traces of blue on them. Blue is my favorite color, so if you see a blue dinosaur, it's more than likely me.
Interesting. And I just use like skins from our childhood. Like the Pygmalionisaurus, I use that color for the Carnotaurus, based on the Carnotaurus from Disney Dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
the T-Rex, not the original one, but the
the Primordial Tyrants mod.
well, not the Primal Tyrants one, but the official one that they have. I use that skin from the Walking with Dinosaurs skin because Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex is my favorite.
It is an iconic skin. I normally play as the Primordial Tyrants T-Rex. I have this. I use the cassowary looking skin.
Yeah.
The Rativites, having the red and the blue and the black. I think it looks really, really good for the Rex. So if you see that skin, it's either going to be me or somebody else. But yeah.
The Primordial Tyrants T-Rex, I actually liked it a lot. I actually used that one based on the Prehistoric Planet T-Rex. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook or not, but I did a really good job trying to based on Prehistoric Planet as much as I did.
You did. Yeah, it looks really, really...
Yeah. Yeah. And so far, the Prehistoric Planet's T-Rex is actually my favorite of 2020 eras so far.
So far, man, we have a couple of other documentaries coming out soon. That Surviving Earth, I believe, is coming out sometime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's made by the people who did Walking with Dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm hyped. That's going to be dope.
I have no idea when that's actually going to be released. Probably either this year or next year.
Yeah.
And there's probably something else in the works. I don't know, but I think it's definitely the resurgence of the dinosaur, paleo media. It's nice to see,
Oh, speaking of which, what are your thoughts on Dinosaur Empire?
Dinosaur Empire.
It's about these two, or actually three Ceratosaurus brothers that are risking life and death.
Right, of course, yeah. I saw a trailer for it because it's a short film, isn't it?
I think it's gonna be either episodes or it might be a short film. We don't know.
Well, I'll say this at least: it's nice that Ceratosaurus isn't getting killed by Allosaurus all the time.
Yeah,
we've seen that too often, especially in the infamous Jurassic Fight Club, where Allosaurus just murders Ceratosaurus because reasons. It's like, what did Ceratosaurus do to these developers in a past life?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to hate Ceratosaurus? I think it's one of the more unique dinosaurs in the Morrison. Nothing else looks like Ceratosaurus in the Morrison.
Yeah, and I hate when people downplay on Ceratosaurus. I hate when they do that. I mean, back then as a kid, I used to downplay on Ceratosaurus, but as I got older, Ceratosaurus is one of the most unique theropods. As a matter of fact, I'm actually want to do a project on these Ceratosaurus pair that are chasing away an Allosaurus while they're eating a carcass of a dead Stegosaurus or a sauropod or whatever.
Depending on various specimens, about what specimens you're on about, some ceratosaurs were probably, on par with juvenile allosaurs. Size-wise, they would probably scare off the juveniles. Adults, of course, were larger when it comes to Allosaurus, but I'm definitely sure Ceratosaurus could keep its own in a fight if it wanted to.
I mean, but this is like a mating pair, and it's going to be like an Allosaurus, and it's like 2 against 1. So the Allosaurus would be like, okay, screw it, I'm going to walk away. Yeah. Yeah, and I hope I get maybe a tooth of Ceratosaurus. Do you collect fossils?
I do. I've actually found a lot of fossils myself whenever I've gone down to the Jurassic Coast or whatnot. I'm always on the beach scouring. I've actually found quite a number of fossils. I do actually have some fossils that I bought, including a ichthyosaur vertebrae.
Oh, that's dope.
Some mosasaur teeth, a fish as well, a Lycoptera fish. And I even have a cast of a megalodon tooth. It's huge.
Yeah, I have a lot of fossil replicas and real fossils. I want to get a Homotherium skull because it's one of the most unique saber-toothed cats. Talk about Homotherium. That the isotopes confirm that this animal was a young elephant hunter.
Intriguing.
Yeah, but it didn't. But I mean, it did hunt like ungulates and stuff. It's just that the isotopes say that it's a elephant killer. Well, a young elephant killer. Um, I do have an American lion skull, Smilodon populate. I'm not populator. Fatalis, short faced bear, dire wolf. Yeah, I have a lot, and of course alligator heads.
You have quite the collection of specimens.
Yeah, the problem is that I'm gonna be out running out, so it's gonna be a shit ton of collections. Just like with my collection downstairs in the basement. I have a shit ton of figures. I want to get more PNSO figures. It's just that they're so expensive.
They are. I mean, I'd like to get a few more, even some more How Long Good figures. I mean, I know that they've recently brought out their Alamosaurus sanjuanensis, which I have seen pictures, is an absolute unit.
Yeah, it's big. It's bigger than the PNSO Alamosaurus.
I have no idea if I'm actually going to get the How Long Good one, considering how big it is. But it would be nice to have a huge sauropod.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get like other animals besides T-Rex because I have a lot of T-Rex figures. Anywhere that's Schleich, Papo, PNSO, Rebor, etc. Yeah.
I mean, it is the most famous of non-avian dinosaurs, so I'm sure I have a load of T-Rexes as well.
Yeah. And you do? Oh yeah, I used to watch some of your videos on some of your nature projects, like basically like a scenario, like a documentary scenario of how dinosaurs coexisting and stuff or whatever.
Oh, Prehistoric Island.
Yeah, Prehistoric Island. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people grew up watching that. You see, when I made it, I know. Looking back on it now, I mean, I know that I made the vocalizations myself, but when I was watching it, I was sort of inspired by other people who had done the same thing. Like there was Raptor Boy 101.
Yeah, I remember.
Article Source is Dinosaur Island, sort of trying to replicate sort of them, like how they used to do the voice, like the sounds themselves. Although I did try and use some sort of sounds from the internet, or like even record them myself.
Yeah.
Like the specials. I know that a lot of people probably still would like to see it return, but I'm not sure if I would the Historic Island back.
Yeah.
Maybe something similar. Oh, I hear a doggy.
Yeah, that's my dog. Buck! Yeah, I have a Doberman. Yeah.
I've seen pictures of these.
Yeah, I do. I did Bite Sport. I did not Bite Sports, but Bite clubs with him and stuff because they're bred for that.
Island, I mean, I don't think I would bring it back, or maybe something similar to it, sort of like using animals from the same sort of formation, sort of like what we do with like Prehistoric Planet or Walking with Dinosaurs, would be something similar to that. But who knows what the future holds? Maybe you might be inspired one day. But yeah, Prehistoric Planet. I'm just going to keep it as it was. But it was definitely an interesting look back when I think about it.
Yeah, and basically what I'm doing is that I'm just taking pictures and like doing like my own scenario, like I did with these two T-Rexes that are fighting over a dead Triceratops, and the larger individual chases after the smaller one. Yeah. Or what?
Chasing it off its kill.
Yeah.
There's of course a hierarchy. The bigger one eats first.
Yeah. Or the two ceratosaurs that I just mentioned. Yeah. Or I actually want to get the PNSO Montosaurus. And basically, spoiler, I don't care, but basically my T-Rex, well, it's basically an Montosaurus tries to get the hell out of here, and it succeeds by using its massive tail to hit the T-Rex. It would be in a scenario
Well,
like
that
this.
would-
This
That
one.
would make sense. I mean, Edmontosaurus would not have been defenseless. It had a sharp beak, hooves, and an enormous fat tail.
I mean, I do think that Edmontosaurus would surrender, but at times it would have to do something about it.
Though they weren't just defenseless herbivores.
Yeah,
They
I
could
mean,
fight back if they wanted.
I used to be like one of those types of people, but I realize that now, well, now that I don't downplay on hadrosaurs that much.
Never down. I mean, look at Shantungosaurus.
Yeah, exactly. Shantungosaurus is
a
a
dinosaur that was probably bigger than most sauropods that were living in Asia at that time, which is a scary thought to think about.
yeah. Shantungosaurus is a monster.
You know, I'm surprised though that no one's really made a figure of it yet. I mean, I know that PNSO did like a big vinyl one, but we need like an actual like figure of Shantungosaurus.
Yeah,
and it has to be big, really big.
I was suspecting Hologood would do like a giant, like a big figure of the Edmontosaurus, but I'm like, damn, it's tiny.
Well, I mean, because it depends on what species. You either go for Edmontosaurus regalis or Edmontosaurus annectens. Annectens, of course, is Greek.
Yeah, but it's just that there's some people out there that think that Annectens has a crest on its head, but no. But
well, it's currently unknown if Annectens would have had a crest or not. We know that regalis did, thanks to a very complete skull that showed impressions of a rooster-like comb on its head.
yeah,
We don't have any of that for Edmontosaurus annectens. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but we don't have any evidence for that just yet.
very thick.
No, we don't know until we get it in hand. Who knows?
Yeah, that's why I'm pretending this is Annectens. So, but it is what it is. I hope they do big cats, like prehistoric cat figures, like the American lion, Smilodon, Homotherium, etc.
Any mammals yet, but you know, PNSO could dabble into that.
Yeah, but the PNSO, like back in the day, the PNSO modern animal figures, they look garbage. I don't know why. They're just funny about them.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of images.
Same with Mojo too. I mean, they're Mojo.
Oh God, Mojo. Oh.
The Mojo dinosaur figures, they're garbage, but they're Cenozoic. But they're Cenozoic animals. They look amazing, in my opinion.
I mean, not all of their dinosaurs are terrible. Like there were a few last year that were surprisingly decent, but now they just do all these. You just can't beat people.
Yeah. I mean, the only two I have is the Smilodon figures, the original one and the one with spots that has like a clouded leopard-like one. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which it actually has the same pose as the Papo running T-Rex.
Yeah, I have that one as well.
Basically, like now I just want to make my accurate Rexes beat up the other one. Well, beat up the Mojo Rex. Putting like its foot up its ass.
I'd probably have them beat up the Reborn ones, but that's just my 2 cents.
Wait, what did you say?
I just have them beat up the Reborn T-Rexes.
That's the thing. I love the Reborn Rexes. I mean, and I understand you and your friend say that they're based on muscle mammalian anatomy or something.
Yeah, I said we could go into why Reborn is a shitty company and the way that they have treated people, especially like me and a few others. But yeah, we won't go into that.
I mean, for me, I just say it is what it is. I mean, if they want, they want to do what they want to do.
Yeah, that is true. They want to do what they want to do, but you know, if they're not paying attention to science and claiming that they are, then you have a problem.
Yeah, and I think last year, I accidentally knocked over my Rex figure, and then I knocked over the second figure, And then I finally got a new one, and its teeth look kind of weird because it's not completely shutting all the way. So I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's what I say about Reebok. Fuck this shit.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on Beasts of the Mesozoic?
Oh, I love Beasts of the Mesozoic. They are fantastic things. In fact, yesterday I was actually cleaning the shelf where they are, so they're back up in like new poses. I haven't really had any new ones recently. Only the small Protoceratops, Helenicorhinus, and the blue Velociraptor. But I'd love to get some more of them. But I know that they've recently had in the Tyrannosaurs on Everything Dinosaur. My God, I thought the Ceratopsians were expensive.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that their figures are expensive, and I think I don't have enough room.
No.
Because
if I could have got the really big T-Rex, I would have done, but I settled for the smaller one.
Yeah,
which
same.
Just as good, really.
Same. I got the smaller one during Christmas, and I got the Dryptosaurus, and then the Pianesso Alamosaurus, and what else did I get? Oh, Vanishing Wilderness which is a documentary film. Yeah, and then and of course that 11 months ago I got the Walking with Dinosaurs T-Rex one.
Yeah, that's quite rare now, I believe.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter one, but I got it on eBay. I don't have a Kickstarter one, but it is what it is. And I'm thinking, I want it. And then when they finally released it, I was all panicking and shit. I'm like, what the hell? But then I'm like, okay, calm down. You got it on eBay. But it's like, was trying to change its pose, but I don't want to fuck up the figure. That's the problem, is that I feel like
they're quite delicate, I will say. I mean, they are mainly made for adult collectors.
Yeah,
I'm sure a hairdryer. Be able to loosen those joints
up. I tried that. It is what it is. I'm fucking with it because I don't want to pay $300 for another figure.
No, of course not. Right. I have to get going at the minute, I'm afraid.
All right.
A few other engagements to take care of. Got to get on to the gym, and then got a few things to get on with later on this evening. But it has been a pleasure, Ryan, to chat with you.
Yeah. I'm tyrannotheruim.
You've enjoyed this interview. I hope.
I did. You're my third interviewer.
Oh wow! Well, I'm honored to be number 3.
Yeah, my goal on YouTube is I want to interview more people. So far, I interviewed Tracy Ford and this guy named Omar, who is a paleo. And now you're the third interviewer, and who knows who's going to be.
Well, I look forward to seeing who is next, and
yeah.
I hope things work out well for you, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, can't wait. And see you later.
Yeah, you take care, Ryan.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Enjoy whatever you will be doing for the rest of your day.
Yep. Definitely.
Take care, everyone.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Ah, shit. And I'll see you guys later as well. You guys take care and have a nice day.